Hi, parents. Mrs. Hunter here. I am sending you a back to school video. And my hope is that this will be more convenient for you, easier. And if you have questions, come on September 2nd at 6:30 and I will have a Zoom link. I will send that to you. But probably you read that in this packet that I've sent home with your child. So this video is basically just following along with the packet here. So I'm going to go pretty fast. If you have questions, so you can always email me. You can show up on September 2nd at 6:30 to the link I will send to you, and we can have any other questions or conversations that you would like to have. So, fourth grade, your kids have been amazing so far. We are having a really good time. So happy to be back in school, even if we're masked. We're still, just better than distance learning. And I'm sure you all agree with me. How did you all get through last year? I don't know. But my parents last year were just amazing. And I bet you all are too. I've already got a great feeling about this group. So I've been here at Mark West for over 30 years. And some of you, I taught you and I taught your kids. So that's starting to happen to me. I've been around for long enough, and that is actually a really great feeling. So, yeah, I don't mind being old. I'm an old dog, but boy, I've learned a lot of new tricks in the last little while. So, and my own children went through Mark West. So all the way from kindergarten to sixth grade, I'm a big believer in this school. So I'm here where I'm supposed to be and happy to be here with fourth graders, the best grade there is. Okay, let's get to this, what we got going. First of all, thank you to all of you who sent in supplies. It's really appreciated. We just want to do so much more than we can do if we only have the money that's allotted to us. So this really helps out. There are some people that still need to go and do beginning of the year data confirmation, and I will be sending an email or calling you about that if you haven't filled it out, but most people have. So look for that coming to you, either email or phone call, and then we're going to have to find a way to get in contact with you. I won't spend a lot of time on this, but this is our basic schedule. It does change, of course. There's lots of things that come up, but you get the idea of what fourth grade looks like. So I'll just let you look that over. I won't go over deeply on this. I will show you very quickly. I'll move myself over here. Some of our online stuff, and Clever is our holder of all online apps and online programs. So you can see here, these are some of the ones we've just started using. McGraw-Hill, which is our Wonder series, our Google Classroom. We have IXL Math. We have Renaissance Learning. Those are ones we've learned so far, but we'll be using more of those. Yeah, we start blended. We're starting blended this week, and so the kids are in somewhat smaller groups. We don't have as smaller groups as we'd like, but we're going to make do the best we can. Library Day is on Thursday, so kids will be bringing home books from the school library, although I have a class library of many, many books in here, so kids have been using that library for now. And then we have Computer Lab on Friday. Those are the two kind of where they go someplace else. And you'll see in the afternoon, we are doing social studies or science. It varies. Right now, we're just doing social skills. And we're working on anti-bullying and tolerance and belonging and accepting others. And that they really are showing a lot of compassion for other people. So I really love that. All right, let's keep going here. And if you have questions, of course, you are going to email me or show up on the 2nd and let me know. Wanted to let you know that I am a big believer in kids correcting their own work. So when it says C, B, me, that means corrected by me. And I have kids do a lot of self-correcting. And so that when it was corrected by them, they write this on there. Homework is either checked by the student themselves, a teacher or a helper. And usually what I do is I just shuffle through and find who didn't get the concept and who needs help. And then I pull those out. You'll see those coming back with grades on them. If there's a few missed, but they have the basic concept, we won't be correcting it. But it's when kids have really had trouble with a particular topic that I will pull them aside. So self-correcting, really important to see your own mistakes. And the grading scale, as you can see here, 94% is where the 4 starts. So that's pretty high. So if you're used to the ABCF system, a 90 would get you into the A range. Well, you can see here to get to that 4 is pretty hard to do. And that's even a 4 minus as it is. There's a plus and a minus in each of these. So kids are at 3 if they're at standard. At this part of the year, we're really, really happy about that. Lots of kids are going to be at 2s in this, approaching almost there, especially with the first report card. So don't panic if you see 2s, 2 pluses. If a child is struggling, I do use 1s so that you know that they're below standard and struggling in a certain area. Then how are you aware of student progress? Well, one thing I do is I send home weekly reports, as you've now seen. The first one came home last Friday, and it will list any missing work that they haven't done. It doesn't give grades, but if you're looking through the folder, you will see graded papers in there. Especially you'll see coming down the line when you see tests that are coming home in there. But at this point, it's just been work that kids have been correcting. And then report card dates. This is where you get your real how progress is going. They're coming home on these dates. And then we'll have a progress report at parent conferences. And so check the envelope if you want to see how your child's doing. Just, go through everything in the envelope. And most of that stuff you just can recycle afterwards and then send back the weekly report. And speaking of, that's my big communication piece with you. So it goes home every Friday. I send a note if I'm not sending one. So if you're wondering if your kid says, "Oh, Mrs. Hunter didn't do weekly reports," then you should be a little suspicious because I really do them. Unless I'm ill and I'm out on Friday, then maybe they didn't go. I would send a note home saying no weekly report this week. But it lists the unfinished work and whether it was turned in on time, so you know if your child's getting their work in. It reports on their behavior, and there's a place on there where you can write me a note if you have any questions or comments, and then my email's on there also. Email is probably the best way to get in touch with me. I'm really pretty good about getting back to emails. And then it's supposed to be signed by both the student and the parent and then brought back in on Monday. And the kids I will be checking to see that they turn them in. Also, if you've gotten a notification from Google Classroom, you can just ignore notifications from Google Classrooms. Just look on the weekly report and you'll know if something's missing. I use Google Classroom for certain things, but not for everything, not even close. So, and then sometimes these notifications will go home. So you can just ignore those. But you can you can ask your student to open their Google Classroom. We do have a couple of writing projects in there right now, an autobiographical poem, and they just did a descriptive writing of a dragon. That I haven't even looked at just yet, but we just finished it. Parent conferences are this week, and they're going to be Zoom conferences. So I'll be sending you a schedule to sign up for, and then, of course, a link. And the conferences are from October 8th to 13th for the most part. Most of them will be on Friday, October 8th, because that's a non-student day. That will be my day to do a ton of conferences. But I do have 27 to do. I can't fit them all in. I do 20-minute conferences, and it's impossible to do them all in one day. So I end up doing them after school the following week as well. So a sign-up link, like I said, will be sent home. And homework, fireworks. Here we go. Let's take a look. So you've already seen the reading packet. We're starting really easy and working up. Okay. So if the homework seems a little too easy, that's how I always start the year. And I'm not a big homework hound. I don't send home tons of busy work. I send home just a few things to do. And then I always say, if your child wants more homework, there's so many other things they can do. They can be doing a musical instrument. They can get take a sport. Those sorts of things are a great way to develop as a person too, not just doing tons of packets and such. That's my own philosophy. So there's a reading language arts packet that will go home on Monday, as you've already seen, and then it's due on Thursday. It can be turned in early, so kids can do it in the first day if they want to. It's not that much, especially now. And then please sign to confirm that your child is reading their AR books. And you should know it by looking at last week's, what their level is and what color they are. So they should be reading a book at that level or color every night. They should bring home the book, read it, bring it back to school, back and forth until they finish the book. And they're expected to do about 1 point worth of AR reading each week. Now, if they're reading a 5-point book, I don't expect that done in a week. I would expect that done in a couple of weeks. Okay. And that's sort of the minimum, the 1 point. So kids need to read point worth of reading, AR reading each week. They do not need to take a test each week if they're reading a longer book. And I already had some kids who had longer books check in with me this last week. And then math assignments are due each morning. There isn't a math assignment given on Fridays. Instead, they just bring their weekly report and their envelope back. So, but otherwise, math is due the next day. And that just works better because it's based on exactly what we did in class. All right, and what can you do? Well, there's a list of things. If you want to know how to help your student, these are things that you can do. It is okay to help your child by correcting their homework, because you can get to them faster than I can. I got 27. So if you see the math is wrong, go ahead and help them with it and correct it. That is great. That you're the best teacher there are. You're the main teacher. So of their whole life. So go ahead and help them. Reading, it's great for you to listen to your child read at least once a week. So have them pull out their AR book, or they can read their packet. So listen to them read and ask them about what they're reading. And then any writing, it's okay to look at their written work and say, hey, you didn't start with a capital. Hey, you didn't use a complete sentence. Oh, let's spell this word. It's right in the article. So go ahead and help them with those things. That helps them develop. About discipline and behavior, some things I want to talk about here. First of all, maybe you've heard about the nuggets. This is Sophia's little box. Isn't this awesome? These are the nugget boxes. And I really emphasize positive. Positive is where it's at, especially with this age. So instead of, hammering kids with chance cards, I'm positiving them with nuggets. And these are spray painted rocks. They know that. But they're like money. So the kids will get to buy privileges or little prizes or such like that. So the nuggets are really important reinforcer right here. But I really am emphasizing social skills and big ideas. We've been watching this anti-bullying video, and it's really, the kids are really into it. Talking about how to be kind to one another, giving compliments. And I know some of you have probably heard of Toolbox with the breathing tool and the garbage can tool. We'll be talking about some of those too. Positive reinforcers, like I said, the nuggets. I have also, you've probably heard about the rainbows. The kids, this is kind of a group thing. They're trying to get to purple. When their group's doing amazing, they turn the color back each time the teacher tells them. And if they get to purple, then their whole group gets a nugget. So this works really well to keep kids doing what they're supposed to do. And then we also have this kind of gold. This kind of gold is, this is a class reward. And they're trying to get all of this gold into their gold pouch. So that's what I can do to reward the whole class. And then when we fill it up, we get to have a little class party. All right, but there are consequences. Yeah, I need to keep order in the room. I'm pretty good at that. I'm a pretty good class manager. Class is usually managed well. We have a lot of fun in here, but there's also work time. Play hard, work hard. That's always been my motto. So chance cards, if you've heard about that, kids have these, and this is a way of me, I can take a chance card, and it means that they've broken some rule. Usually it's side conversations or talking, or, not something that they've been told several times. I really try to give them chances first. But if they have lose a certain number of chance cards, then they have a warning, the first one. The second one is they lose their recess, and I prefer that they do something positive like clean up garbage or some kind of community service. And then 3 would be they lose their lunch and have to go to the referral room, which is really just a primary classroom. And sometimes I'll use a refocus or time outside the classroom. They have a little timer, come back in. If there is a referral, it will be attached to the weekly report, and there's a phone call home. And then Miss Kendall, of course, will be involved if I'm really having problems getting a child to cooperate. Generally, I make good connections, and kids want to do right. That's what I'm looking for. And so far, my goodness, it's just been so fun in here. I've been really enjoying them. The music program, as you know, is a pull-out program. Many of you signed up, it sounds like. That's great. The music sign-up night was August 25th. If you didn't get a chance to sign up, you can contact Ms. Kaufman at this email address. I don't have anything to do with sign-ups, so you'd have to talk to her. But classes do start on September 10th. So that's when musical instruments will be brought to school. And Friday is our music day, which is great. Kids will be leaving to go to music class during the day. They are expected to make up whatever work they miss. Fridays are kind of a good day to have music because we're doing art, and they might miss a little bit of art. So I like the fact that they're trading one art form, musical art, for the fine arts, which is, paints or clay or whatever we're doing in class. Usually they'll have enough time to do at least part of the art and may have to finish it at home. So anyways, it tends to work out, and then I make sure kids make up whatever they miss. And if you're planning a vacation, ouch, but it's kind of a lot of work. Independent studies are hard. I can never, ever replicate what we do in class. My class is not, here's a book, read it, figure it out by yourself. It is interactive. I am teaching. So when your child misses days, they miss direct teaching from me. They miss hearing ideas from other kids, brainstorms. So it's really hard for your child to miss a lot of school. If you are taking a vacation, you need to let me know at least a week in advance, and just know it's a big impact on the student, and especially me, because they have to come back. I have to figure out what they're missing and try to fill them in. So it'd be great if we could cut down on any trips, but I know sometimes it happens. So don't panic if you have to ask me. Speaking of trips, field trips. We aren't sure if we'll be able to do field trips this year. And the big Coloma trip you may have heard about, fourth grade Coloma trip, the Coloma school is actually closed. And so they are not running overnight programs. They're running one-day programs, but it is a 3 to 4 hour drive to get there. And I cannot think we're going to do 3 to 4 hours there, do a program 3 to 4 hours back. It's just too much travel time. So we are planning to replacement, though, we're planning a big a Gold Rush Day in the spring to make up for what would have been our Gold Rush trip to Coloma Goldfields. So that is sad. We didn't get to go the last 2 years. It's a program we've been doing for a long time. Another pandemic fatality. So the pending field trips we do, if we can go, we will try to go to the Academy of Science, and we have this cool CalSkate thing we've done in the past where they do some movement activities, plus they learn to skate and get to skate. Some kids know how to skate already, but we'll see. We don't know yet. Bike rodeo. This is planned. I hope we get to do it. This is a great program. We have guests that come from Safe Routes to School, and they come and talk about bike safety. And then we have a bike rodeo, and that means the kids bring their bikes to school, and they do all these obstacle courses and learn about safe bicycling. So that's coming up. Hopefully, we're hoping to still do it. That's the plan. It is set for Monday, October 11th. More information is going to come. Kids bring their bike if they have one. If not, they have loaner bikes. And they'll even do minor repairs on bikes. The kids bring their bikes in the morning, and they'll take a look at them and make sure they're safe. If they have a lot wrong with it, they can't fix everything. But if there's something minor they can fix, they will. So this is just a picture of one of our guys from the bike rodeo 1 year back. And then here's pictures. You're not seeing faces because I didn't want to send faces home. We know we don't send faces home on videos or anything at home. So, but you can see here, this is just something we were doing in class. These are little place value cards they were comparing, and this was another place value game. So I just thought I'd include a couple pictures of what been doing in class. Oh, and this is a spinner game. They spin this online spinner and try to make big numbers. So the biggest number in their group. Just a couple pictures. You can kind of see your kids here, but not really. And just a word about volunteers. I am so sorry I can't have you on campus. I really need you. But I'm making do. I do usually have aid time, but it's been a little spotty because they haven't hired somebody for my position. So it's been a little hard without help, but making do. I do have one chore that I would love to be able to send home. So read this if you are interested. It's great if I can have somebody who wants to do it every day. I know that's kind of a lot to ask, but I can have different people that do it. It just has to be really consistent because I need the Mad Minutes back. So if you would love to help out, please let me know in an email and I'll let you just read that on your own. I hope you will support our PTA. It's only $5, and I'm going to send home the link again and let you know about meetings very soon. There'll be a little, actually a little video about PTA coming at you soon. And just a little note about snacks. Kids are hungry. They need a snack. They're used to they're used to eating all day when they were in distance learning. They could eat whenever they wanted. Well, now they're sitting in class and they really need some food. So, and then for birthdays, you can only send in prepackaged foods that can to be shared. They has to be already in a little bag. So closed at the store, you can't bag things, or we can't have cupcakes, things like that. And that's good because I don't like cupcakes anyways, but we can't have muffins, which is a bummer because that's usually what we have in my class for snacks or for healthy snacks. So we're trying to go healthy. We really want kids to not have candy and soda in their lunches or for snack. If you would like to send in some prepackaged snack donations, I would love it because I've had kids that don't have a snack and they are hungry. And then a reminder that it's only water in water bottles because kids spill, and then I have this sticky mess and I have ants. So please, just water in water bottles. And kids really need a water bottle too. They're not supposed to use a drinking fountain. They're supposed to fill up their water at the water stations. And just cell phone rule, just to remind you, if your child does have a cell phone, it needs to stay in their backpack unless they're calling an adult. And be sure you're checking what they're doing. If they have internet access, I would really, really, really limit that because you just don't know what they're getting into. And they're so young. If your child doesn't have a phone, hold off as long as you can because researchers are really finding some problems with kids that are on their phones, and it's just not good for their brain development and their social development. And like I said, you just don't know what they get into if they have internet access. So please, if you have parent controls on any phones, and be sure you're checking in with your child regularly about that. And last but not least, almost last but not least, donations. At the back of the packet, you will find a purple sheet, and it's in Spanish and English. Looks like this, and it's just if you would like to send in a donation. I've already gotten one really nice donation from a family. I really appreciate it. It makes things possible for the class. So take a look at that flyer and go ahead and send in any donation you'd like to supply. We really appreciate it in fourth grade. And the last thing in the packet is the parent questionnaire. And this is for me. This is a good time to tell me if there's anything important that I need to know. But it asks about who the caregivers are, and if there's two houses and the communication is good, like you're communicating between the houses, or do I need other emails? Is there any physical limitations? Does your child wear glasses? Because I've had parents come into conference and say something about glasses that I've never seen on the child before. So I didn't even know they had glasses and they're supposed to be wearing them. So let me know about that. Or if there's anything else going on in your child's life that you feel I should know about, this is a great place to include that. And then you can put it in the envelope provided and send that back into class with your child. And any donation or any other questions that you have would be greatly appreciated. And that's all I have. I hope to see some of your faces. If you just want to come and say hi at the 6:30 time on September 2nd, this Thursday, I will be there saying hi if you have a question. And if you feel like, oh, I got it, that's fine too. Totally understand. Busy lives. And if not, I will look forward to seeing you at Zoom conferences soon. And I will be sending the link via email for the September 2nd meeting. Okay. Thanks so much.